You are watching the Armchair GM Podcast.
Welcome in,
All right.
everybody. Thanks for hopping in and joining. Should be a good one
Last game of the year.
tonight. Last game of the
Last game
year,
of the-
last regular season game of Anze Kopitar's career. First game of Arseny Sergeyev's career. Not sure if you say it, if you pronounce it Sergeyev or Sergeyev or Sergeev. I've heard it a few different ways, but still not positive.
And if you probably noticed at the very beginning of the show, I messed up on my timing on starting the intro video because apparently the last game of the year, my brain just went to mush.
That is fair. I just want to ask, because we were having volume problems last episode. Anyone who's listening, Fubar, I'm curious if you can hear me very well, and if you can hear Chris very well, and if not, if one of us is higher or lower or whatever. Sound is good. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you.
You know what's not good is there we go. Now you're seeing my good side.
I didn't know you had one.
Come on. There's no reason for that.
Well, you'd say the same thing to me.
I would.
So shut up.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you guys do this or not, but I got a notification on my phone that the show is going live. Hopefully, you guys do too.
Yeah. I was gonna say as well. There we go. Yeah, I'm excited to see Sergeyev, but I'm kind of curious about why Zeri's out. I see they say he's a little banged up, but I'm not. Also, kind of just seems like Huska hates the guy. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, his season has been weird, right? He's been up and down. He's been better lately, obviously, and didn't he have a play in the game on Tuesday where he kind of looked like he was laboring a bit? I mean, who knows?
yeah.
Drone at the Dome.
Well, hopefully it's not like half an hour for the game to start.
Yeah, right. Maybe, yeah, they're going to need half an hour for everybody to actually get there, apparently. Last game of the year and the attendance isn't great. That's weird.
Yeah, lots of empty seats. Maybe people just aren't in them yet.
Right.
It's become kind of a joke for NHL fans that the game doesn't start for 20, 25 minutes after it says it's supposed to.
Right.
That's a good question, Fubar. Let's put that up there. Anderson versus Uyghur. Who is better? I think Uyghur is better overall. I think Anderson's having a much better season, and I'm a huge fan of both players. But I do think that that Uyghur is probably better all around and less likely, aside from this year, to make boneheaded mistakes than Anderson is. They both like to lay hits and block a ton of shots and take a ton of shots. But I think I like Uyghur because he tends to stay, like, take more points from the shots from the point, whereas Anderson likes to rush around, and he's not always fast enough to get back when he's like behind the opponent's net. But I still, obviously, you know, he was successful in Calgary this year doing that, but he wasn't successful in Calgary the last 2 years before this year doing that. So
Yeah. Yeah, they both have different games, right? So it's hard to say who's the better of the two. Um, they're each better at what they do, right?
Yeah,
Clearly, Anderson's
100%.
staring at the crowd. Um, StreamYard has created the option for polls, so I'm gonna on occasion be putting up polls with questions just to see how you guys would vote and what you guys are thinking. If you look in the comments there, I suspect is where it's going to go. This one is will Blake Coleman be a Flame when the 26-27 season starts? The options are yes, no, or yes, but traded at the deadline. Just want to see what everybody thinks.
Pop it up.
I don't even know how it works. Let's see. For all I know, it doesn't.
Not sure. Okay. What are we thinking for today? I'm thinking probably the Kings win this one relatively low scoring, maybe 4-2 with a one empty netter.
Sounds about right. As long as the
What's
Kings
everybody's
win,
prediction?
right? As long as the Kings win. All right.
Aiden,
So it
thanks for
looks like
joining, buddy.
there you go. Found it. Just don't know if it comes up on the.
Going all out for the end. It's what we all usually doesn't. So.
Yeah. Right. Does that poll even go anywhere? Doesn't look like it. I'm on the live stream on my phone and I don't see it.
Yeah, I think it. Yeah, I do. I don't know how to. This is a new feature for us, so we're just learning how to use it.
Yeah.
I see it there, but I don't know how to vote with it. So.
It's weird.
Ubar, so interesting fact. The team that finished in third last place jumped more than any team in first. Um, jumped more in points or
Probably.
yeah, we sank in points a lot this year. Oof, the Kings are already on us. It's
Yeah.
all right.
30 seconds in, they've already got a couple
Oh,
of
for
shots.
draft ranking. Okay,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I see what you mean. Yeah, I don't know. I'm optimistic about the draft lottery. Um, there's a trend where teams getting a new building win the draft lottery, but I'm not banking on it. I think if we draft anywhere from third to fifth, anyways, we're gonna get a pretty damn good player. Might not be McKenna or Stenberg, but there's about 5 or 6 guys in that range, in that 3 to 8 range, that I would be excited to get. The only one I wouldn't be excited for is Keaton Verhoff.
Right.
And that's just based on um, my own viewings and some of the prospect podcasts I listen to, like the Athletic and Puck Soup when they talk about prospects and stuff. I'm not a prospects expert whatsoever, but my viewings of Verhoff have been extremely unimpressive. So there's some other guys. My viewings of Albert Smith have been very, very good. I would love to get our hands on that kid. Your dream is to draft McKenna and the Ruck twins and Joe Iginla. Well, if we win the draft lottery, we have enough like late first and early second round picks that we could very well end up with both Rucks. It's not for sure because the first one might be gone by the time Vegas's pick comes up, but it's still very possible that we could. And Joey Ginla is going to be like a fourth round pick. If they want him, they will get him. I guarantee it. I'm not sold that they want the Iginlas though.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, after the consensus on the number one spot, the next five are pretty interchangeable, depending
Yeah.
on team need.
Yeah, based on team need, but also just different scouts, different lists. Like there's like even 1 and 2, like a lot of teams are gonna have McKenna first, and a lot of teams are gonna have Bearhoff first, and then a bunch of teams are gonna have any of the next 5 next, right? Like they're not just
Right.
even teams just going for the best player available on their lists are all gonna have different guys on like next on their list. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
Fubar was saying earlier he's drinking uh Keith's for the last game of the season. I got this. I don't know if you've tried one of these yet, Chris. Let me put that up there. It's a
nice.
Phillips Tropical Hazy IPA. It only comes in these stupid ginormous cans. I don't like that part, but they are absolutely delicious.
That's blasphemy, Dylan. What do you mean? This stupid ginormous can? I don't understand what you're saying. That makes no sense to me.
I don't like that it's hard to drink that much that fast before it gets warm.
All of this is not computing with me. None of this makes sense. You're the guy that they make the ad for the Yeti beer cozy, where he's like, it'll keep your beer cool for 4 hours. And obviously the response is, what dickhead takes 4 hours to drink a beer?
Well, it takes me like half an hour to drink one of these, but it takes me like 7 minutes to drink a Pilsner. That's the problem.
That's the Saskatchewan in you. That's all that is.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into this game. How have you liked Abram Weeb so far?
He had a fairly shaky first game. Obviously the entire environment, everything was completely different, which I get. It's is what it is. But after that, I think he's actually looked reasonable. He wasn't standing out for making mistakes like he was in the first game.
Yeah.
So I think given some time, he could probably end up being a decent middle pairing, bottom 4 guy, I'll say, for the on the D line. It's hard to say where he ends up, but I think he's looked fairly decent.
That's a good way to put it. Very impressed with the kid Abram Weeb, with how fast everything has moved, and that's true because we're like he went from the emotional high of what's essentially a deep playoff run in college to being eliminated to like the day after that or like 2 days after that being in his first NHL game after signing his contract the day before. Like it's hard. Like he probably this is probably his first game so far where he's actually had a chance to even look at the systems whatsoever.
Yeah, obviously that's an emotional roller coaster for anybody, right? Especially somebody young making their making their debut. And it's So I definitely don't fault him for that first game. Like there was a lot going on.
Yeah. It's nice to see it. Like, obviously, I'm not a Kings fan or whatever, but it's nice to see Byfield starting to heat up for them finally after all these years of him not really being as good as he was expected to be.
Right.
I'm a fan of that player. I like the way he plays. He just has had a hard time scoring in his NHL career so far, but I like players that play hard on the boards and have some
Yeah.
skill as well.
Yeah. He was one of those guys that when he was drafted, I was like, it would have been nice, for
Yeah.
sure. Like I definitely like how he goes about his business.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, I think he's way better than he has been previous. He's obviously been different this year, but I think he's better than he has been for sure.
He's also been treated somewhat like Zary, not to the same degree where like he's never really been put on the fourth line, but he's been moved from center to the wing to center to the wing to center to the wing on different
Mhm.
lines every other game for a few years. And I think this is the first year where he's spent most of his time kind of on the same line.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Filar says, they mismanaged
you
him.
can't get into a flow and rhythm, right, without
Yeah,
some stability, right? At the very least, play the same freaking position, to start with. Let the guy string, a month or two at one position, and then maybe bounce him to something else. But yeah, you're right. It's kind of what they did with Zary. Well, that's what they've been doing with Zary um, after after his first year, right? Because he spent the majority of the first season with Pospisil and Kadri, and that line was pretty dynamic.
it was really good. And then both Pospisil and Zary, both due to injuries or not,
Mhm.
um, whatever the reason is, both of them have kind of been up and down the lineup and not producing very well.
I was that first year they were together. I remember I was at one of the games with my wife and daughter, and I said to my daughters, watch these two. These two are going to be exciting for the future, and I was really pumped on it. And
Yeah,
and like within 3 minutes, they both had a point. I think Zari scored, fed from Pospisil. So,
yeah,
so I'm just like, see, perfect example. And then the next season it's just like,
yeah.
where, where did it all go? What happened?
Oh, I mean,
And
both
that's
of them have had pretty injury riddled careers, but at some point, that can't be an excuse anymore, right?
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
Also, the coach just can't seem to put either of them in the same spot for very long, so that doesn't
Mhm.
help. But you know how much of a fan I am of Zary. Like I like Pospisil is a big whatever to me, but when it comes to both of them, it's not just the coach's fault; it's also their fault, right? They're not producing.
Yeah,
They're not giving the coach a reason to keep them on the same line for very long. However,
yeah,
sometimes Zary does, and then the coach still moves him around, but not all the time.
yeah. We've had coaches over the past, I'm going to say 2 decades, 1 decade for sure, where we've seen a lot of mismanagement of younger players, which is, kind of frustrating. Obviously, it hinders the development, and we wonder why talent will end up moving on to another team and not necessarily becoming a superstar, but show much better than they were in our
Yeah,
system.
that's a
It's
good way to put it because I hear a lot of people talk about Bennett that way. And
mm,
obviously, I'm not a huge fan of that player, but it's true.
yeah,
People treat him like a superstar. He's not a superstar. He's much better than he
yeah,
was when he was in Calgary, without a doubt. He's not a
yeah.
superstar though. But
No,
and
exactly.
he's not the first player to do that. Even to a much lesser extent, like Mark Jankowski has found a rhythm in another team. Like he's not a
Yeah,
great player at all, but he's found a rhythm and he's an everyday NHLer for the most part. was on Carolina, was on Pittsburgh. There's been a lot of players like that, but
Yeah, he's bounced around, but I mean, at least he's been able to find a stable home. When he gets to a city, he's at least in the lineup consistently, and just has a stable presence there. But yeah, the thing with Bennett, I mean, obviously, I know your take on Bennett. I think we we disagree slightly, not wholeheartedly, but we do disagree a bit on him on the player. There's no denying playoff Bennett, and I know you have your theory on why that is. Um, but yeah, you're right. I mean, superstar he's not. He's just he's a really good playoff force to have out there.
oh,
Regular
without
season,
a doubt,
you know,
he is. Without a doubt.
yeah,
I'm not. I'd never take that away from him. I just think that it's stupid that the league changes so much. What a save!
yeah,
Um, yeah, the game shouldn't change when games matter. The game should be the same. Like the rules shouldn't change because the playoffs started. That's my only
and
thing when it comes to Bennett. He sucks in the regular season, and then he's really, really, really fucking good in the playoffs because he can get away with elbowing goalies in the face.
yeah. See now, see this, and I do agree that it shouldn't change, especially that drastically. But at the same token, I also think the regular season should be the same way.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
right,
yeah, which is fair. And I do think at times the regular season should be um, more physical than it is
mm.
in some games for sure. But some of the fucking nonsense Bennett gets away with is just like no, the game shouldn't be elbowing goalies in the face. Sorry, but more physical, absolutely. Elbowing goalies in the face, no.
Depends on the goalie sometimes, right?
I mean,
Did Patrick Waugh deserve a couple? In his career, yeah. No I'm kidding. Don't elbow goalies in the face.
um,
Ron Hextall, he would just elbow you back. You know,
yeah. Well, yeah. Some of them give it back for sure. Um, so let's make our East team picks: Flyers versus Pens. You have Flyers, eh? Um, it might be. So I would like to see the Habs winning. The Habs are the only real Canadian team. I guess both the Habs and the Sens are the only Canadian teams I can get on board with that aren't Calgary when it comes to the playoffs. But my picks would be the Pittsburgh Penguins for round one, the Senators, the Bolts. I'd rather the Habs win, but the Bolts are just so fucking good. And the Sabres. So I agree with you on one, which is the Sabres.
I
What do you
uh,
think?
I definitely agree with the Sabres. I think they're riding a high right now, and I think it'll be a really good series. But I think the Sabres are going to come out on top. I think they're finally going to get that chance, right? I don't think they're going to go much further than that, but I think they're going to come out victorious in the first round. I do think the Habs are going to take the Bolts out.
Oh yeah,
I think they have. I don't know. I think that dynasty is coming to an end, right? But that's all going to come down to goaltending that whole series. I don't
100%.
see.
And I agree. I think there's similar like offensive and defensive upsides on both of those
Mhm.
teams, but I think Vasilevsky is just better than whichever one of Dobish
Yeah,
and whoever the fuck else they want to
yeah,
play.
and that's fair. He clearly has the resume for playoff hockey. And he's got that column ticked off for sure. Um, Look at that. That's a beauty. Um, I don't see a world in which the Senators beat the Canes. Personally, I think that's going to be a quick lopsided series.
The
And
Canes against the Sens.
yeah, um, I would rather. the Penguins come out of that series, but I think it is going to be the Flyers.
Really interesting. So you
I think
disagree with me on all of them except the Sabres. Interesting.
I
Okay.
think I think that's going to be. I think both the Canes and the Flyers will be. I mean, the Flyers and the Penguins will be a 7 game, and I think the Bolts and Habs, depending on goaltending, has the potential to be 7 games as well. But yeah, that's
I can't
my
remember
take on
which
that.
year it was. I remember I was in Montreal because my mom's family is from there. I was visiting some of her family, and at the time, the like Claude Giroux Flyers were still really really good, and I think that might be the best series I've ever seen, like ever. And it was Pittsburgh and Philly. I think that might be the best like overall series I've ever seen, and I think it was round one, maybe round two. It was like 12 years ago, but
Yeah, I mean, and, I mean, don't take my word for any of it. My brackets have just looked like trash over the last like 4 years. They started out real good, like after the first night or two, and then all of a sudden it just
yeah.
goes to shit.
So Fubar predicts Coleman gets moved at the draft floor. Curious what everybody else who's watching thinks, but I kind of think they're gonna go into next season with him. They'll probably trade him at or before the deadline. Um, but I would like to see him get like I really like Coleman, and he's obviously one of my favorite players. I've liked him since before he was a Flame.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think they like him as a leader too much to move him right away. I think that they're going to want to wait to make sure like Huberdeau comes back or somebody else can step up leadership wise before they ship off Coleman. That
Right.
they're obsessed with their leaders. So
I agree. I think one of the things that kind of throws a little bit of a wrinkle in that is the acquisition of Strom. Not saying that he's a better leader than
sure.
Coleman or that he's a better player, but at least they have an option there as far as leadership goes. But
Yeah,
you're right. I mean, they value Coleman. I value Coleman. I think he's a great asset to any team. But
any team,
I think
young or old.
he right, exactly. Yeah, he's great in a leadership role. He's great for a playoff team that requires grit and you can't deny his heart on the ice, whether it's being offense or defense, PK. Like he just yeah, I think he still has a lot to offer the game.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate that the position that we're in, it just doesn't make sense to keep him around. So what do you think? You think that might be a waste of 8 days or what?
Yeah, we were talking about it a little bit right before you came on here, Chris. Well, before we did the started the live show, Fubar and I were talking a little bit about it, and yeah, I almost want them to play like the Ducks or the Kings and lose because I want it to be extra embarrassing. I don't think losing to the Avs is embarrassing. I think losing to the Kings or Ducks would be embarrassing for them.
Mhm.
And
Either
I'm
way, either way,
straight
I don't
up
want to lose.
a child about how I want the Oilers to lose. There's no maturity there at all. I just straight up want them to lose embarrassingly.
Yeah, no, and I get that. I'm of the same mindset. I do think it would be a pretty cool opening round to have an all California series. I think that would be a lot of hatred. It'd be a lot of fun. But it's easy for me to
Sergeyev's
say that
having
because I
a
have
hell of a
friends that are
game,
both.
eh? So far, hell of a period. Anyways,
So yeah, absolutely. I have
welcome in,
friends
KQ. Thanks for
that are
joining.
Duck fans and friends that are Kings fans. So I think it would be a cool series. I think that that would be my preference just for because I'd much rather see the Kings move on than the Oilers. So I'd rather the Oilers go up against the Abs.
I don't want to see the Kings and the Oilers play again because that's just stupid. But I do want to see
Right.
the Oilers lose to the Kings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it would be kind of good to see, like, Kopitar in his last season finally get over that wall that he's had the last like 8 years of however long it's been. I
Right.
think it's 4 straight years they played.
Mhm. Yeah, that'd be good. I mean, he's got his cups, right? So I mean, it doesn't matter as long as Edmonton's up on Vancouver 2-1. It looks like no surprise.
Yeah.
As soon as Vancouver decided they were going to be the worst team in the league, they really made it their top
Yeah.
priority.
I was I was a little upset that the Ducks choked. I mean, obviously they still made the playoffs, but they had a pretty decent lead like a week and a half ago on the division, and they totally
Mhm.
choked it. Now they're not even getting home ice, I don't think. But I put a couple bucks down on them to win the division like halfway through the year, and it looked like they were doing really well. And I think it was like $4 or $5 would have turned into like a couple hundred. I can't remember. I'd have
Mhm.
to look it up right now, but obviously, I'm not going to put a whole shitload of money on that, but um, the odds looked all right, so I did that. But um, yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
and then ended up third in the Pacific, which is
yeah,
pretty
like I
significant
swear it was like
fall from
5 days
grace,
ago
right?
they were first.
Yeah, and they're like 5 points back from Vegas, which is crazy,
Yeah,
especially with how poorly Vegas did after the trade
Anderson.
deadline, right? Or after the Anderson trade.
Yeah,
Oof.
their whole goaltending situation. I could see them going after a Cooley or somebody like that in the offseason
Mhm.
because their goaltending situation was just awful this year, which is too bad because I actually quite like Aiden Hill, but I think he had a
He
really
had that
really
injury at the beginning,
awful
and
season.
yeah, yeah, I don't think he's fully recovered from his injury.
No, I think they rushed him back because there's only so many games you can play Vitek Vanacek, who's pretty bad.
Right, right.
But yeah, it would have
I
been
mean,
fun to watch the Sharks in the playoffs. Like the thing about the Sharks though is like their goalie Askarov is good, but he's not ready to be a full-time starter. I don't think he's
yeah,
not that good yet. And their defense right now, like the skeleton of John Klingberg, who can't even play every game, is currently their best defenseman. That's a problem.
right.
So they need to work on that for sure. But Celebrini almost carried them into the playoffs by himself. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, it would be cool to see Celebrini play playoff games, but the team itself is not ready.
yeah,
It just there's no they would be embarrassed. Like it would be, I would like to see Celebrini in that position, but I would rather it be in a situation where the team is at least developed somewhat and they can at least make a series out of it. Because I don't think there's a team in the West that made the playoffs that they wouldn't get rolled over by. I think
yeah,
everybody would annihilate them. So it's
pretty much, yeah. The Oilers should hire Brad. I would find it absolutely hilarious if they went from Sorelli to Holland to Bowman to Tree Living. Like that would be a generationally terrible run
yeah,
for like McDavid and Draisaitl to have to deal with.
right? I can't put my finger on why they can't win the cup. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Have you
At
sat
least,
in the press box lately? Because that's where the reasons are.
yeah, that would be exactly how you round out their playoff success in the last couple of years, right? It's just hire Brad, he guts the team, and they're fucked. I'm here for it. Like I would
He
throw the biggest party you can imagine in the Flames cave here, and we would celebrate all off season and season. It would be a nightly thing. I would just tune into Oiler games just so I can laugh and laugh and laugh, and so I can look at the look on Brad's face and McDavid. That would be priceless.
I'm not sure if he gets a job like a GM job anytime soon. He might get like an assistant GM job or something like that, but I don't think he's getting a G like he screwed um the Leafs up so much quicker than he screwed the Flames up. And it was like the same
Well,
shit. It was the
it,
exact same things. Like, let's go after 36-year-old defensemen over and over and over and let
mhm.
our best playmaker walk and blah 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 blah. Like it was just the same shit. It's like he didn't learn anything. It was hilarious to me. But
he,
yeah, if he could bring that
he
to the Oilers, I'd be kind of happy.
he perfected his craft in Calgary, which gave him the ability to escalate his plan, right?
Yeah.
Once he figured out exactly how to fuck a team quickly, right? Because he tried a couple of things in his first couple of seasons with the Flames. It didn't quite work out. And then he said, you know what? We got these star players. Fuck them. I'm not going to pay them what they're worth. I know they want long-term contracts, but we don't do that here. We're just going to give them bridge deals, and that should be suffice. Yeah.
I don't know, Fubar, if you know how to make memes, but you should find that meme where death is knocking on the doors and the Grim
Yeah.
Reaper is knocking on all the doors and get the Coyotes logo, a Flames logo, and a Leafs logo on those
I
doors.
will create that without a doubt. I can do that. We have the ability.
We have the
That's a
technology. All right. I don't know where you are, but I was way behind you not too long ago. I'm at 125.
I'm a 105.
Okay.
But we all know by the second intermission you're going to be 5 seconds ahead of me for whatever
Yeah.
reason. I
Yeah.
don't understand how that works, but
It's strange.
I promise I don't pause the game.
So what have you thought, and everybody else who's watching, thought of Adar Studio so far now that he's actually had a few games to acclimate himself to the NHL?
I mean, he quietly goes about his business, but I would much rather my forwards to be noticed for ability and making smart decisions. He's been okay, but I don't know.
So
He he gets out muscled a lot.
after his game last year and his slow, first 2/3 of the season in the AHL this year,
Mhm.
I he was like really low on my list of prospects to be excited about.
Yeah,
Honestly, he still isn't very high on it. Ooh, Carec went down there. That's no good.
yeah.
Ooh, um, but
He's not happy about it
his
either.
shot. So first of all, he's faster than I thought he was going to be because his skating was awful, like really, really hard. Suniev, this is
Yeah,
his skating was really, really bad. And game 82 last year. Um, but it feels like he's either more confident or worked on it or something like that because he's quicker than he was. I've noticed, which is good. And his shot, like it hasn't been accurate yet at the NHL level. even though that's like his calling apparently is a shot. But what I
Yeah.
have noticed is he takes like little wrist shots that seem like you would get no power on them, and he like makes the bar echo through the building. Like he rockets the puck when he shoots it. Um,
Yeah.
really, really good release. I would just like to obviously see him score one or two. Um,
Yeah. I think he still needs to work on his strength, but
yeah, half of our prospects do.
fair. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like
KQ's
if
liking Suniev so far.
mhm. I think obviously, if Zane's able to come come to training camp next year 10 10 pounds up of muscle, that'd be desirable.
Yeah, for sure. How's it going, Terrence? Nice to see you. Thanks for
Aaron
joining.
Boot.
Um,
Are you a boot salesman? Are you Al Bundy?
so there's a good question. Where is his spot? So to
Hmm.
me, I think his spot next year should be on the first line in the AHL.
Okay, okay. I'm
Yeah,
like, huh, what? Yeah. Way to pause for dramatic effect.
that's.
Jesus.
I'm glad you noticed.
Fuck's
I
sake.
think
I was
that
like, I will come through this camera at you.
I think his development path has shown that he's about ready to take on a bigger role at that level, but he's not quite ready to be in the
Yeah,
NHL full time yet. Um, now that doesn't mean that he won't come up in 10, 15 games into the season and be really good. Who knows, right? But
yeah,
or even have a really strong camp, right? Like there's going to be spots to take on this team, I think. But you have to remember Huberdeau is going to come back to Coleman may or may not. Gradine definitely, or Gridden, I guess his name is Gridden. I've been calling him Gradine this whole time, but yeah, I think his spot on in the NHL lineup is confirmed and never to be fucked with again.
I would
Um,
say.
and
Yeah,
there's like 4 or 5 AHL veterans expiring as well. So there's going to be a lot of youth on that team. There's like Bash is probably going to come up and play AHL, and we're going to
mm,
need some top liners. So I think that's probably where Suniev's spot is for next year, at least to start.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I'm curious to see who they let go through the summer to make room for some of these prospects, whether they're in long term or in and out, whatever the case may be, right? Um, but we do have, a few middle six guys that we would like to, see what they're capable of, at least in spurts next year, right?
Yeah,
You know, there'll be a number of guys that are not going to be on the team. I mean, at least I'm hoping by the time the season starts next year. I'm like even guys like Pospisil, like is he? I mean, I don't know that he's part of the plan moving forward. I've always been
yeah.
a fan, but I just can't see him really being that guy. Obviously, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to word it, Lomberg won't be here. Um,
He might be though.
uh, yeah, right. He would be if Brad was here.
Oh, I think there's a chance he is just as the press box guy. Um, he's won a cup,
Yeah,
and him and his wife love Calgary, and he's been on the record saying that a few times. But does that mean he's willing to take a what's likely to be like a 20-30 game season next year, or does he want to find a team where he plays 70?
right.
Right. So
I
I
mean,
guess we'll see.
yeah, it's hard to say, right? Like, does he play 70 on another team? I mean, I guess potentially. There's always a fit with for pretty much any NHL guy at this stage. I mean, he is a UFA at the end of this year, so
Yeah,
I would suspect that Olafson isn't part of the
definitely.
Flames next year. At least that would be my hope. Um,
Are we even
but I mean, there's
projected to hit the cap floor next year? I believe we are because
just because of
Dustin Wolf's contract starts next year.
true.
I
Yeah.
believe there's another big one that I'm spacing on right now. I think there's another decently sized one. Did Coronado did his start this year, or does his start next year?
Give me one
Can't
sec
remember.
to get there.
Pospisil's deal actually starts next year, I believe, as well. His new contract.
Um,
So there's a few, and we also have a little bit of retention on Kadri for the next several years. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure we are projected to hit the cap floor. And even if we aren't, then it's what's stopping Conroy from signing a shitty player who's going to sit in the press box for a little bit too much money.
yeah, no,
We have
exactly.
so
And I
much.
mean, the way we have there the spots we have for contracts at the moment, and that's with Lomberg and Olafson being UFAs, as well as Beecher and Cairns being RFA. So we've got 55.5 mil in forwards. Um, Jake Bean, I would say, isn't coming back. He's a UFA anyways.
Get the fuck
So
out of here.
yeah, even without his, we're at 17 at D, and then yeah, then Wolf's 7.5 kicks in, so we're just shy of 10 at goalie. So
Cooley also his deal starts next year. He's got
yeah,
2 years. What is it like 1.2 or something like that?
who?
Cooley.
Oh, Cooley, sorry. Yeah, so he's got 2 years at 135.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a few contracts kicking in next year, and yeah, you're right. Markstrom and Anderson are off the books next year.
Mhm.
But I mean, right now,
We still have
like Huberdeau's
Kadri at
still
140
here, right? Like,
the next few. Kadri's on the list now, right? For the next, after this year for the next three for retention, which is fine.
also, I'm not sure if this is what you're trying to say. Conway make the magic happen at the draft floor, ship players out. Yeah, so we're gonna have to. No, we're definitely gonna have to do that. Try our best to get rid of a player or two, but I think that to Taryn Boots' earlier point here, I do think that we're probably gonna have to bring back some salary. Because even if we are at the cap floor, we're not like incredibly over it. So if we do get rid of Coleman, we'll probably have to retain just to stay at the floor, right?
Yeah.
And then if we get rid of somebody else, if we trade another player on top of Coleman, then we'll probably need to bring back, a $2, $3, $4 million player on top of that. So um I guess we'll see. There's lots of stuff on the go. Um and that's why they are GMs and we're just armchair GMs. Ha!
So the what's the floor for
It,
next year?
it
You know,
should
can we,
say
all right, so 76.9. That's a lot.
uh
And it went up to 104 for next year, eh? That's
y-
huge.
yeah, big cap hike. And what are we at then?
Yeah, just checking. It's not It's not great news. All right, do I just have to add this up? It looks like it. The site doesn't let me change freaking years. Killing me.
Yeah, so it
All right,
looks
hold on.
like, Chris, you're right. The salary floor for next season is just shy of 77 million.
Mhm.
The ceiling is 104.
17, what is it? 17, 2.
Puckpedia, the Flames.
Yeah, so with who we have on contracts right now, so that's with Glomberg and Olofsson not with a contract, as well as Beecher and Cairns without contracts, and no Jake Bean. We are at 83.7. So we're fine. Like even if we
Yeah,
get rid of Coleman at 4.9, I think that's achievable, right? Because we're gonna sign a couple, we're gonna sign our RFAs to contracts at whatever it be, 1 mil kind of thing. So I think we'll be fine there.
Conroy made it clear that not all picks will be used. I see a trade of a player X and a pick for young players for a young player's big contract. I'm curious if you're talking about like a Mason McTavish or somebody of that ilk who seems to be uh, maybe Pat Verbeek isn't super happy with Mason McTavish these days. Um, that type of player, but he's also signed to a bridge deal, I believe, right now. So yeah, I could see something like that. Another thing I think not all picks will be used. I think if you highlight that little thing you said there, not all picks will be used. I think there's also a big chance that we like do something like package up one of our second rounders and Vegas's pick to move up 5 or 6 or 7 spots with that pick. So instead of drafting like 28th, we will draft like 22nd or 21st with that pick, getting
Mhm.
rid of one of the second round picks because we have 4 of them. Um, and then the one third round pick is going to be the first pick in the third round. And that's actually low key from the Nikita Zadorov deal.
Jeez, yeah.
Yeah, somebody like McTavish. Yeah, that's what I figured you were talking about. I don't hate McTavish. Um, like I don't hate that idea at all. I like the player somewhat. I'm just a little bit um hesitant when it comes to why has his season been so bad? Is it because he held out his contracts for so long? Is it because obviously he got passed on the depth chart by some really really good players like Gauthier and Leo Carlson and some other players who play the positions that he was playing. He was playing on the wing and at center on the first line for the Ducks for a couple of years, and now he's kind of on the second, third line. But like getting passed up on the depth chart by Gauthier and Carlson and I'm spacing on the other guy's name. Oh, Beckett Seneke. Those guys like should be higher than McTavish. Like they're better. It's not like he didn't deserve it or this wasn't coming, right? So kind of interested to see. I don't know. I'm curious if you have any other examples of players kind of like Mason McTavish that you would like to see the Flames target.
And he's right, because Zegras was another one in that organization, which just for whatever reason it just wasn't fitting. And he's looked pretty damn good in Philly since, right?
He's looked pretty
And
fucking good, yeah.
yeah, so I mean, McTavish could just very much need a change of scenery. Um, I mean, it's I don't know. It depends on kind of what the price ultimately ends up being, but I wouldn't hate the idea of bringing McTavish into this organization
Yeah.
or Byfield for that matter, as Fubar is suggesting.
Yeah, we haven't actually really discussed if we're going to cover the lottery or the draft. The one thing about that is one of the things that we do here with this live thing that we're doing right now is there's not many other. I think Anand does it as well sometimes, but there's not any other people that do that. And when it comes to the draft lottery and the draft, like there's like 5 other podcasts and the big one, the barn burner that does it. Like um it would be fun to do
Give
if we had all day to do that, but
give
I
the
don't know,
people
we'll
what they
still
want,
discuss
Dylan.
it for sure.
Give the people what they want. What do you know the have they do we know the date of um
The
of the
draft or
lottery?
the lottery, I think the lottery is like the 5th or the 6th, but that's also like, yeah, the of May.
Oh, well, hopefully not the 5th, because I think my wife would be pissed if we're doing a live stream on her birthday. She's
For
very
sure.
selfish. Don't tell her I said that. I hope she's not watching.
Yeah, you're right about Zegras as well. I didn't read ahead to that one, but Byfield, my God, I would love to get our hands on Byfield. Absolutely. I
Mhm.
don't think he really fits the same as McTavish because there's been no young players that have passed Byfield on the depth chart on that team. He's playing lots of minutes and he started producing a little bit better this year, I believe. At least it seems that way.
Yeah.
And he's the only player they have in the system that that is even anywhere close to replacing their retiring superstar. Like when it comes to being a center, he's the only player in their system that projects anywhere close to a number one seed. I think they're probably going to have to keep him, but if they want to trade him, my God, I would definitely put a put a pretty decent package together for that guy, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And one thing for me, Fubar, is as it sits right now, we don't need to bring any salary into the organization to make the floor. So I don't know that there's that much appetite from Craig on that one because as it is right now, we're going to be signing a couple of RFAs, which are going to get us up even higher. We'll probably end up being around 85 to 86 after a couple after our two RFAs are signed. So I don't think there's really a huge need to bring in more salary next year just for the sake of salary.
I
I mean,
agree.
I
I'll be
suppose
right back. I just something in the background turned on and started making a bunch of noise. I got to go deal with that.
yeah, say hi from me. That was a quick 18 minutes. We're 15 seconds into the second period now. Haven't seen a ton of urgency from the Kings. I figured they'd really want to solidify their position on who they're playing for first round. So I'm kind of surprised a little bit by it, although they are leading us 10-2 in shots, which is interesting. I guess the Flames have decided they don't want to play spoiler tonight either. So, which is okay by me. I'd much rather them not end the season with matching up with the Rangers on the point scale because I believe they will supersede us. Oh,
Yeah, we got to lose this game. Uh, even if we just get 1 point, it's fine, but we can't get 2. Otherwise, we lose essentially 2%
Yeah.
draft lottery odds.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
that
then we
was
have the
close.
ability to move up another position too in the lottery as well. So I don't, all of that is a bad scene. I'm also gonna step out for a sec.
Yeah, go ahead. I will try my best to keep everybody entertained. Um,
The shipping out guys too, I think is another thing too. But luckily we have a couple of guys that are just going to ship themselves out because they've become unrestricted free agents. So I think that's going to help out. We already have 3 guys that are likely going to exit the organization.
yeah,
So that's even calculated in that 83 that I've already done. So I think that's okay, which is good.
yeah,
I'll be right back.
yep. Pospisil, Klapka, Longberg, Coleman. Then what do you do with Frost and Farabee? I'm not sure if they move on from Klapka. I don't see Pospisil as a part of the future. Lomberg might sign a short-term deal, but he won't be like in anybody's way, right? He's just going to be if he does stay, which I don't really care if he does or doesn't, but if he does stay, it'll just be as like with the agreement that he's just playing when there's injuries type of thing, right? Um, as far as Coleman's concerned, I think he's gone probably at or near the deadline next season. And when it comes to Frost and Farabee, I'm afraid that they really like both of those players. I don't mind either player. I think Farabee's like penned in as the Coleman replacement. I'm not sure how much I agree with that. But that's the way I see it. That's the way I look at it. I'm pretty sure that's the way the organization looks at it. I could be wrong. But Frost is an interesting one only because he's a center. I think he would be traded in this offseason or at the beginning of next season if he wasn't a center. But I think they at least want to stop and see if his late season run he's been on. I mean, he's kind of cooled down, I think, the last couple games, but he had a pretty damn good run there for a couple weeks. And I think they want to see if that is as a result of Kadri being moved and him getting more opportunities, or if it's more because the team is, playing games that don't matter against other teams that don't really seem to care. Um, I'm really worried that they hitch their wagon to Frost and Farabee because I don't think either player, like they're both fine players, but I don't think either are like build around type of players. So I hope they don't like hitch long term deals to these guys. But I think I think both are going to be around at least for another season, if not longer. And also, we're going to need their salary on the books unless we go and sign a couple of bad contracts. And I'd rather just keep their salaries on the books for that. A coin flip, yeah, that's a good way to see it with Frost, I think. All right, back to the game. Sergeyev's played a pretty damn good game. He had one close call there at the beginning of the period, but I think overall he's made some really nice saves, been positioning himself pretty well, and been looked fairly athletic. I've been quite impressed actually with Arseny Sergeyev so far. Sergeyev, I think is how you say it. Sergeyev, maybe I'm not sure. Yeah, I like Faraby's play style, and I do see the Coleman comparison. I think he's like not as um like effective at being Coleman as Coleman is, but he's still fairly effective at it. And he's got some sneaky good hands. I don't mind him. I think Frost. I'm worried that it is just that the team is playing loose and fast and all that type of stuff like that. That's why he's been playing so well. But his whole career has been marred by being incredibly um what's the word I'm looking for? Inconsistent, I suppose, where he'll go off for a week and then he won't do anything for 3 weeks type of thing. So kind of interested to see. But I mean, he might just be a late bloomer. Like I think he just turned 27. I think he's fine. He's a fine player. He's just nothing special. And I don't want to be I mean, we still got a couple years before we have to anyways make a decision, but I wouldn't want to be giving him a long-term deal. Faraby's still got a couple years left too, so I don't think either of these guys are like um guys that we need to make a decision on anytime soon. And we also just like we need winger space, obviously, but we also need veterans. Like you can't just have no veterans if Coleman gets traded, it's going to be like Huberto's the only veteran winger we have, like in the top nine. I'm not sure the team, like him and Farabee rather, are going to be the only two. So we probably need both of them. Did Lawton just get a puck to the face? That looked painful. As Chris says, as long as we aren't building around him, I don't know if you're talking about Farabee or Frost, but I have heard. Um, I can't remember who it was. It was one of the assistant general managers. It was or somebody in the front office, anyways, that said that they want to build around Farabee and Frost, and that's one of the reasons why I'm really skeptical about those players. Is because I think their organization likes them a hell of a lot more than they should. Like they're fine players, but they're not superstars, and they're not guys to build around. They're guys to they're complementary players, and they're fine complementary players. Hey
Wasn't
Matt,
that
thanks for joining.
wasn't that our president of hockey op that said that?
What was it, Maloney?
I think so.
I wasn't sure. I was gonna say it, but I wasn't positive, and like I don't listen to or believe much that Maloney says because I don't think he actually has any say. I think he's more of a buffer. But I think after that debacle of a Rebiggle statement he had, I think that they probably have a tighter rein on what he's allowed to say.
Good.
But again, sometimes front offices just say shit like that to try and increase trade value, right?
True.
Um, the most recent episode the one where they recap the trade deadline. I watched a bit of that one. I can't remember what Maloney said in it. I can't remember what each person said in it because there was a bunch of nonsense in it. Um, I don't know. I find it really hard to believe much of what is said in the backstage um parts of that show just because there is a camera there and they know that there's a camera there, right? Like it's not the camera isn't a secret. so they change what they say accordingly, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. It's for theater too, right? I mean, they're
Oh,
still trying to
100%.
sell a product, right? I mean, you got to look at like Zeri is only 2 years younger than Frost and Farabee.
Yeah, 100%. And we had an episode where we talked about that not too long ago. Like, what's the contending cohort, and at what point are Frost and Farabee going to be 35 when we're contending, or 34 when we're contending, and Zeri's going to be 33 or 32, and then the rest of the guys are going to be like 26, right? Like, there comes a point where you have to choose between these guys because you can't have a bunch of guys over 30. I don't think that was a hell of a pass and a tip, though.
How
That's
did
another thing I'm interested to see about Frost. Like, obviously, he's getting himself into these positions, and like that was a really nice tip play. But one thing I'm really interested to see is if they split him up from Gradine or Gridden at any point next season. I'm interested to see if it's like if Gridden is just driving the line and Frost is a benefactor of that, right? Like, because that's very possible, right? Gridden is that skilled, right?
Yeah, he definitely is. And even like I don't know, I'm not sure where you are on the time on the game there, but the he's Gridden's showing more leadership and becoming a vocal contributor on that line as well. You see him chatting with Farabee there,
With
and
Derby,
I think
yeah.
I think that's just going to only increase as as the next year or two comes about, because I think he's going to end up being a pretty pivotal player for this organization, at least in the next 3 years, 4 years, until our draft picks from this season really start to develop, right? I think
You
he's going
mean
to be the guy that
Derby?
they kind of no
Gridden.
Gruden.
Okay, yeah.
There you go. There's hey, what do you say, Byfield? Hey, more of that, please. Don't worry about it, kid. Don't worry about it. That was defense. Can't let the guy between you
Yeah,
and the
okay.
goalie.
The gold just went in on my screen.
Yeah, so you're only like
15 seconds.
15 now, so you've gained 5 seconds on me. How'd you do that?
I'm not sure. That was the episode. Okay. Maloney seemed angry that he had so many picks and was demanding we trade them for players. Conroy appeared to roll his eyes, which made me feel better. So here's the thing. That I remember that I forgot it was Maloney that said that, but I seem to remember Conroy actually saying that too. And one of the things that I think complete um like this is completely in my own head, but I think that Conroy is doing a hell of a lot of agreeing with those people right now and then just kind of doing what he wants,
Mhm.
because obviously what he like he want I believe that Conroy wants to do an actual like multiple year rebuild. Baloney wants fucking nothing to do with it, but
Yeah.
clearly they're moving in that direction, and I feel like Conroy is just like dealing with an employee that he doesn't want to talk to, instead of actually like really he's just gonna not do what Maloney says.
Yeah, I mean Maloney is part of the
A
old
joke.
stock from the Murray Edwards era, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
So he's on board with that because that's how the Flames have been running the organization for fuck 30 years,
Yeah.
you know, and which is still crazy to me that somebody that's been around it for that long and sees something that hasn't worked, why they're
Yeah.
so steadfast in that process. It just makes zero sense to me. Like surely at some point you got to change your thinking for the betterment of the organization. But well, apparently that's just stupid talk from me, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, thankfully, Conroy seems to be able to have a bit more leash as far as decisions are made. You know, actually the ability to be a general manager opposed to just a person that holds the mic. Though, given how Brad kind of ran things, I mean, whether you know he had his whether his strings are being pulled from Edwards, who knows? But I mean, he did the same thing in Toronto, so I feel like a lot of what he did, he had free reign too, right? Trade
To
away
a point,
assets
I
and,
know,
and
I know
sign.
he didn't near the end, obviously, because if he did, then Sutter would have been fired like a calendar year before he was. But
Mm,
I mean, those guys weren't on talking terms, right? They weren't on speaking terms, and
right.
there was good reason for it.
Yeah.
And both were in the wrong.
Right.
Yeah,
Which is weird, right? Because you would think, given the history between with Conroy and Sutter, that things would have been different. Or I mean, sorry, I guess it was Brad, but I mean, Brad is a fucking loser. He really is. Just everything he touches is shit.
it's garbage.
Yeah.
Ducks and Preds tied at 4. I like that. So does that mean if the Ducks win, do they get home ice? I think if the Ducks win, they get home ice. Although the Oilers are
Mm,
playing, so I'm not sure.
yeah, I don't think so, right? Because the Oilers are up on Vancouver, and sorry, Ducks are down 1 point from the Oilers before tonight
Yeah,
started.
yeah.
Um, like as far as an organization, I mean, I think in my opinion, everybody got better than TSN the day that McKenzie announced that Jerome was going to Boston. But that's me.
Yeah.
There's
Oilers are
there's
not
a
even
reason why
trying
they
to win.
lost.
Vancouver is crying in the corner. Don't worry. In 2 weeks' time, it's going to be the Oilers crying in the corner, and we will all rejoice.
Bank it. You heard it here first,
Heard it
folks.
here first.
Jesus, can't even speak, right?
Oilers fans will be crying in the corner, and McDavid will be crying, saying something like, "I really enjoyed my time here in Edmonton, and you know, it's just going to really suck to be going somewhere else and maybe winning."
Yeah, yeah, I'll get through it. But yeah, in my opinion, TSN has been essentially irrelevant in the hockey sense for a decade. Like there's a reason why Sportsnet was able to acquire the rights, and now they're just allowed to broadcast games on occasion.
Yeah, I think
That's
they
that's my
buy,
take.
from what I heard, they buy the rights to certain games that they
Mhm.
just end up sharing with Sportsnet, whereas TSN, um, uh, except for international, like double IHF games, I think TSN has those in Canada exclusively.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, that's
But
pretty much
NHL
all they have
games, like I
now.
think they
Is
have some Toronto games, and that's it.
yeah.
Maybe some Ottawa. I think they carry Ottawa games in French, actually.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Um,
what's happening?
Come on, Ducks win, so we see the Ducks beat the Oilers. I'd like to see the Ducks win, and I'd like to see. I just want to see the Ducks starting to play well before the playoffs start, because I actually like. I find that team extremely entertaining, and I'd like to see them go on a little bit of a run. They are an extremely entertaining team. Um,
No.
I mean, maybe not so much with the Gudis and Truba nonsense. Like you can be physical and hard to play against without being just dirty as all living hell. But
Buddhist
still,
can't.
no, Gudis cannot. You're right. But
Yeah, that's he's never been able to do that.
and Truba as well. Like Truba was drafted as an offensive defenseman and was okay at that for a few years in
Mhm.
Winnipeg, but then he decided to start lunging at people's heads with his elbow over and over, and um, has just been insanely dirty ever since.
Yeah.
Ducks picking up Carlson from Washington was a good move. That was really interesting to me. I did not think John Carlson was going to be moved at all, but and it's interesting too because I don't really understand why they did that. Like he's expiring, I believe. Both Truba and Gudis are expiring. What are you getting John Carlson for if he's not going to anchor your first power play? And they already had
Mhm.
Jackson Lacombe anchoring the first power play, and he still is. So that confused me a little bit, but I don't know. Who knows? Maybe John Carlson plays another year or two there, or something like that.
Yeah.
Veteran leadership, I guess, but they've also got like again Truba and Gudis and Killorn and Terry and Chris Kreider and like they've got veteran leadership.
Mm-hmm. Do you know who holds the tiebreaker between LA and Utah?
Oh, it's almost definitely Utah because LA has like a hilariously
Oh,
pathetic
yeah,
amount of
20.
regular
Yeah,
regular
yeah. Yeah,
wins.
yeah,
Like
20
half of their
overtime
points are
wins.
overtime points.
Yeah, good point. Because yeah, if LA can pull this game out, which I mean, obviously I'm cheering for, then they'll be tied in that wild card spot. So
Yeah.
uh, so that's kind of unfortunate, right? Because then they'll end up being the same, so they'll be playing Colorado no matter what happens in this game. I would say.
Yeah.
So that's unfortunate.
If the Ducks win, right? Because can the Ducks still move down?
Hmm. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, true. Yeah, the Ducks would have to win. Yeah, if you're right. If Kings win, Ducks and the Ducks lose in overtime, then the Kings would jump over them and Ducks would be in the wild card.
Yeah. Matt saying this Gridden, Frost, and Coronado line look pretty good together. I hope they go with it next year. Be interesting to see how many extra points Gridden can get uh, those boys over a full season. Yeah, I agree. Like to a certain point, I was talking about it earlier. Like I think they're gonna have to split Frost from Gridden for a little bit just to see what Frost is. If Frost, like how much of this line is Frost.
Mhm.
Um, I think like I don't think he's completely like absent or anything like that. Like obviously he's doing some good things, but I think this line is like 90 85 90% Gridden being awesome and very little Frost and I guess a tiny bit of Coronado.
I I agree and I don't. I don't think. I mean, I agree 100% that Gridden is really the bread and butter on the line. Um,
Yeah.
but I still think that Frost is bringing more to the table than what you're saying. He does have a dynamic style. It just doesn't translate to points often. Um, that being said, ever since Kadri was moved out, it's like Frost has been a man possessed, and he's been pretty decent. And obviously, one
With
of our,
Gridden the whole time.
that's true. That's true.
Again, I'm not saying that Frost isn't, partially at fault is the wrong way to put it, but or to blame or whatever. But like Frost is obviously a part of the line, right? But like Frost couldn't finish in any like either team that he's been on. He was awful at finishing on any team he's been on, both of them. Um, until he got put with Gridden, and then all of a sudden he started finishing like fairly
Yeah, but
consistent.
having a good partner doesn't increase your finishing. It may increase your chances to finish, but it doesn't increase your actual finishing.
I know, and
You still have to be the one doing it.
that's why I'm interested to see it for a bit next year,
Mhm.
and I'm interested to see him without Gridden because
Yeah, yeah.
like
Like, is
I
he going to be as
obviously they
good
should run
without
with
him?
this because it
Probably
works.
not.
What's
Yeah,
that?
100%. Yeah, is he going to be as good without Gridden? No, obviously not. The line itself, I think needs to have Gridden on it. Um, I don't think he's going to produce at the same pace he has been. And I mean, it's the same. We get it every year when the Flames miss out on the playoffs, right? There's always one or two players that just all of a sudden go on a tear, become almost world beaters for the last 3 weeks of the season. It's like, what the fuck? Like, we're trying to lose here, dude.
Is just real
But
quick,
he was, yeah,
is this new or Perek and Brstevich are a pair?
yeah, they've been there a couple times.
Yeah, I've seen it a couple times now, which is why I was like, before I was like, oh, probably just mid change or whatever. But like, this is like a
Mhm.
pair. I
Mhm.
like it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a pretty offensive deep pairing, really, because Brzezinski has some pretty high offensive skill as well. So I mean, that's got a lot of potential. There we go. White Cloud's back out with Breck. So obviously
Okay.
it was a line change thing.
Okay. I'd like to see Huberto, Strom, and Zeri. So here's a funny thing, and I don't know, Chris, maybe you'll remember, like even from last year and the year before a little bit. Um, I kept saying like when Huberto and Zeri played together, there was something there.
Mhm.
Like not 115-point Huberto, that's never coming back, but like there was a little bit of chemistry there, and the way they played together seemed to be working pretty good. But then they'd split it up right away. They'd split it up the next
Yeah,
game, even though it looked good. So I would like to see that too. And I like Strom in that position, so long as he can actually continue his play from the back half of this season here, the back quarter of this season here, because
yeah.
Strom has been actually quite fun.
He's been a great addition.
Yeah,
Yeah, he really has. Like he's surprised me a great deal, to be honest with you.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Gillen
I
is
don't
a
know, like,
special player and Frost has skill. That is correct.
but then do you just relegate that line to the second then? Because like I don't think Zari's deserving of first line minutes. I don't think any either one of the
No,
three would be deserving of first line minutes. That being
no, me
said,
neither.
we're going into a 26-27 campaign with likely not a top line at all. So
I would put I would probably put them as a third line, second, third
yeah,
line, split, middle six, second and third line could get the same amount of
yeah. So
minutes.
they
Whereas,
they they split minutes with Backlund's line basically.
yeah, exactly, right. Which is probably going to be Hanzek and Coleman.
Hmm.
Um,
I don't hate that.
yeah.
At least until the deadline.
Now, here's the other thing to think about, though. Jonathan Huberdeau, I believe he's skating again, but this injury that he has, this surgery that he has ruined many careers. And the ones that it hasn't ruined, it's decreased the effectiveness of, such as Patrick Kane, quite a bit, and it's ruined other careers. It took John Klingberg like 5-6 years to come back and actually be a player who can play a decent amount of games without getting re-injured or having to take days off. And now he's taking days off again. So It's
Do you
rumored
remember
quite
when
a few
Patrick?
careers. I don't think Huberdeau's going to be full time next year. He'll probably come back and have a few pushes to get back into the lineup
Mhm.
and have a couple stretches where he's in, but I could see him having like a 40-45 game season.
Do you recall when Patrick Kane had that injury?
Was pre Detroit, before he was in Detroit, I believe. I can't remember exactly when it was. You'd have to Google that.
Yeah, so he was Detroit from 23-24 and 24-25, 25-26. But I mean, like even yeah, like he was Blackhawks and Rangers before that in the same year. He played, yeah, so it wasn't that year because he played the season. So it's got to be the 50 game season, 23-24. I mean, yeah,
Oh
it's hard to
wow, what a save by Sergio. Wow. This guy has been pretty good. And John Abbott's now calling him Arseni the Great. Let's
oh,
chill on
geez.
that.
Yeah,
He's
right.
like
Like, I mean, yeah,
been
he's been good.
pretty
He's
good
been real good.
career.
But let's let him get 2 games under his belt before we start
Okay.
giving him the
Um
great.
uh
Does this make Cooley expendable?
Murderer Enshrined is asking, whom do you think will win the Stanley Cup? This year is really tough. Um, honestly, I'm gonna roll with my thought from the preseason, especially since they've gone out and gotten Quinn Hughes since then. The Minnesota Wild.
Man, that's
Yeah, they're gonna beat
that's
Dallas in the first round and then roll everyone after that.
you know what? Like I'm on board with that, to be honest with you. Like the Wild is almost my second team per se. I got a staff member that's been a Wild first, Flames second fan for a number of years since he moved here from the East Coast, and I can get on board with that. But man, that is a prediction. I mean I think them versus Colorado would be a pretty cool series. There'd be a lot of skill.
Yeah. Oh, that would be really good.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
I
think
do believe I do agree that they're going to beat Dallas.
I think Scott Wedgwood is possibly the most underrated player in the entire league. And I think Jake
Wow.
Ottinger is possibly the most overrated player in the entire league.
Yeah, fair. I agree with you on that.
Like, and Jake Ottinger isn't a bad player. It's just people keep saying he's elite because of something he did in 2022. I don't know if you guys know, but it's 2026 now, and he's been very average for like 4 years.
He really has. Like it was simply because of the playoff series against us.
Yeah,
Effectively, I think is what truly
that's exactly what it was.
solidified everybody's idea on him. And then I still maintain, and I'll take this to the grave. The A lot of what happened in that series was typical Flames hitting crest on shots.
Yeah,
Granted, he did have, some really good saves, but I
and
mean, how
absurd
often do
numbers,
we have what's that, sorry?
and absurd numbers, partially because of the crest thing.
100%.
Yeah,
How often have we seen the Calgary Flames put up, 45 shots with 5 scoring chances, like high danger scoring chances? You know what I mean?
in Daryl Sutter times, every game,
Lar.
every
Yes.
single fucking game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like, yeah, don't get me wrong. He was really good.
yeah.
Markstrom was arguably better in that series. I mean, we did
He
win.
was way better in that series, but he was
Yeah.
worse
Wait.
in like
Yeah.
awful in the
He
next
was
series.
he was one of the worst goalies on the planet in the series after against the Oilers. But
Yeah.
but yeah, like But the fact that they talk about Ottinger and how good he was in that series, but really don't mention Markstrom
The
in the
4 years.
same light, if you will, in that series is bizarre to me.
Yeah, I think it's because
Wait,
since then Markstrom has been actually awful, and Ottinger's been average. So at least
right,
you can play Ottinger. You shouldn't play Markstrom.
fair. And
Um,
and 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 I will preface that the fact that I've never ever thought Markstrom was more than an average goaltender ever,
I know you didn't.
other than that one series. So
I thought he
I mean,
was
it's
above
easy.
average, but not elite, except for the
Mm.
one year. And he was up until the Oilers series. He was elite that entire year, I think. But
Yeah.
that
I mean,
and he had
even
one
when he
really
came to
really good year.
Calgary, he had league average numbers his whole career leading up to that.
So I haven't looked. I'm guessing Greg, you won our league. So Gartsy is my buddy Greg. He does a fantasy hockey league with Chris and I every year, among 9 other people. I think he's probably one if he's saying this. So congratulations,
Way to go,
congratulations.
Greg. So, answer to your second question, buddy. So, where are we at here? Anaheim is up 5-4 in the third with only 43 seconds left. So it looks like, barring something amazing from Nashville, they will keep that last spot in the Pacific. So Kings will end up being the final wild card. So it looks like you're going up against Kopitar and the boys. You better watch out. It's his last year, and he's fucking coming for you, buddy. That's just how she goes.
I find it really hard
You
to believe that the Avalanche aren't gonna just completely roll the Kings, but
don't.
at the
You
same
know
time,
what? Greg's already riding the high from the championship. You don't gotta fluff him up, right? I'm sorry, buddy, but you know how it goes with the president's, trophy. Generally, they suck hind tit when it comes to the first round.
it's
So you heard it here first. Kings in 6. So
it, it's funny
just
because
saying.
I'm watching this commercial with Nathan McKinnon in it right now, where he shoots a bunch of laundry into the wide open laundry machine.
And he keeps
But why
missing.
couldn't he do that in the gold medal game?
Ooh, you know what? You know, when your town folk hero goes down from injury and you're supposed to be one of the best players on the planet, that is the time in which you're supposed to rise up and show us what you got, right? Isn't that the time?
He's really good
I
at
guess
doing laundry, though. So
fair. I guess what I'm trying to say is we know which player out of Cole Harbor is better. Brad Marchand. Um,
yes,
anyways,
I thought you were going to say something else, but yes, Brad Marchand is better. He has a couple cups to his name and
right?
a reputation that he is very well deserved.
100%. 100%.
This gives the Kings nothing to play for in this last period. You're probably right, Matt, but
Matt, we don't need not with that energy, buddy. Come on. We
they
need
still. I doubt they're
we
just
need to
gonna
summon
fucking nail it.
Kopitar needs to score a goal in his final regular season game of his career. Like, in fact, why doesn't he just go out with a hat trick?
That would be nice. I'm gonna go back up and do this one. And I know I've said it about 16 times during this game already, but Sergiev is playing absolutely out of this world. He is. The Kings are getting more scoring opportunities against us than they've had in the last 3 weeks. Yeah, because they
Some
just
might
don't
say
play it. What's that?
some might say great.
Yeah, and he's doing his job, man. He's doing really good, especially for his
Mm.
first game, and his AHL numbers are not that good. So what he's doing
Oh,
here
good
is
on him.
pretty impressive.
Yeah, no, it's good, right? I mean,
Yeah.
mm, um, does that make Cooley expendable then? Oh, oh,
Well, you got to remember we have I can never remember. We signed a college center and a college goalie last year. One of them's Carter King, and then there's another one that's Owen Say. Owen Say is the goalie
I would say, yeah,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm thinking about. So I think he's probably ready for the AHL starters job. So is Sergiev probably. Like it's hard to say. I don't think either of them are really ready for the NHL, but I don't think it really freaking matters, honestly, for the Flames who's backing Wolf up. Like we're
Well,
rebuilding.
not at this
If,
stage.
if we
Yeah,
throw a
not at
few
this
games
stage.
because we have a shit backup, we throw a few games because we have a shit backup.
Yeah, like honestly, Cooley almost gave Conroy, the thought that potentially all he needs to do is just add a couple of pieces because of how well he started the season when Wolf was struggling for the first month or two, right?
Yeah,
Like he really started the season strong.
yeah.
Yeah, it
LA
was
is
almost
definitely a decent team, not an easy walk. Yeah,
attaboy, Greg. Way to be humble.
yeah. Um, I mean, I still don't see them beating Colorado, but
No,
it
I
might not
don't
be a
either.
sweep, but it'll be pretty damn close in my opinion.
Yeah,
LA's just not that good.
yeah, yeah.
They're
Yeah.
having a hard
As
time
far as full
beating
teams go,
an NHL rookie in playing his first game right now.
yeah. I mean they're more than halfway through the first and they can't even score on the rookie. Like what?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's jokes aside.
You want to put the go for a beer sign up?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. We'll be right back, guys.
Peace. We'll be back. Don't go nowhere.
Hello, everybody. I gotta say, it was 2003, so it was close enough to the 90s, but those frosted tips on Dion Phaneuf, ah, it's a throwback. Jesus. I don't know if anyone's watching that, but holy. How are you guys liking Brent Cron on the intermissions? And I heard he was on color commentary the other day. I was listening to that game on the radio because I was working. Um, so I didn't catch him on color commentary, but I'm curious how everybody felt about that. We should have won the cup in '04. Yeah, we probably should have. My buddy Sean just gave me a 2004 era jersey. He won it. He's an Oilers fan, and he won it from a fantasy league he's in, and he just gave it to me one day. Wants nothing to do with it. It's got no name on the back. I'm thinking of putting Reggie on it. Oh, speaking of Reggie, there he is. Sutter and Reggie. Wow. Lots of guys in the building. Sutter, Reggie, enough. Interesting. Sean's a closet Flames fan. Yeah, I think so. He lived in Calgary and told me he went to games all the time because of the super cheap back in the Young Guns era. I don't think you're an Oilers fan, but I think you just hopped on the bandwagon. Yes, I agree, Fubar. Let the hockey gods curse the Oilers with the most epic loss ever in the third period. Let's manifest that. Although I'd much rather manifest them just collapse instantly going into the playoffs. Like, I still can't believe they traded for Tristan Jarry. Like, who the fuck does that? Let's trade for a player who's been sent down to the AHL in his 30s um, to be our starting goaltender on a really, really good team, in theory.
It was an epic lateral move.
It was hilariously lateral, wasn't it? Skinner, like, and the thing is Skinner moved over and started playing good on a team with some defensive structure.
Right. Weird. Weird how much that helps a goaltender.
Yeah.
I hear teams win Stanley Cup champions because of goaltending and solid defense.
It's hilarious listening to Oilers fans talk about why Bouchard should win the Norris. It's like, yes, it is an offensive trophy, so yeah, he probably should, but it's not supposed to be an offensive trophy. And
Yeah.
he gets danced consistently. And they're like, "Oh well, McDavid and Draisaitl always want to. They're always saying how much they want to play with him." And it's like, yeah, because he's good at offense.
Yeah, and they're also picking him out of the available defensemen on the Oilers.
Yeah,
Like,
and like 3 years ago, I'd pick Ekholm all day, but unfortunately, Ekholm, father time remains undefeated, as they say.
yeah, that's right. I mean, if you're staring at 5 or 6 pieces of shit, you're probably going to go after and pick up the smallest, so you don't dirty your hands too much.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I probably just wouldn't pick any of them up, but anyway.
Fair, yeah, I would just walk on by. But if you had, if you're forced to choose, I mean,
I'm just saying,
you're not
walking
going to
right
pick up.
by Bouchard doesn't seem too hard.
Yeah, I mean,
Bazinga.
you're not picking Nurse up as in the biggest one. You know what I mean? Like you
Honestly, I
I
think
still
Nurse is better defensively. It's just the contract.
truly, yeah, truly.
It's if Nurse was making 5.5, he would not be ripped on so much.
I've never seen an NHL player where the majority of people that watch the sport would pick his sister over him. Like that's such a weird thing, right?
Yeah, there's a couple. Natalie Spooner, Brianne Jenner, maybe not.
Fair. Maybe not Jenner.
Definitely,
That's a tough
definitely
one, right?
Natalie Spooner though.
Fair. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair.
I'd say Amanda Kessel, but probably not.
Maybe now, given the controversy, but
For Kessel, there's a controversy with Kessel I don't know
actually,
about.
no, it's Phil Kessler. I'm
Oh
thinking
no, I said
Kessler.
Amanda Kessel.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I don't know who
I'm
eats a
going
better
with
hot dog.
it's going to be Jade Aginla as well when it comes to Jade and Joe. Jade's going to be better.
You can see that.
Cheers, everybody. This is the last period of Flames hockey for the season. Cheers.
It's been a ride. There's been times where I've been cursing the TV, and not because they're playing like shit. Like all of a sudden they go on a little mini winning
Run right
streak.
when nobody
Like,
wants him to.
yeah, it's like
I noticed
what?
you haven't been in Flames Hub chat too much. It's almost unbearable at times. People just freaking out every time we have a good play.
Score a goal. I it's actually been kind of by design. Most of the games this year I've not watched live. I've watched them after the fact, starting at like 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Uh, let's talk about our goalie dilemma. Sergio, Cooley, and Wolf. I don't think there's a goalie dilemma here, man.
I don't think so.
I think it's like this is Arseny Sergiev's first NHL game. He has been not very good in the AHL.
He's having a
Devin
night
Cooley
for
has
sure.
been lights out in the NHL this year, and Wolf is the goalie of our future. So
Yeah.
it is Cooley and Wolf. If one of them gets traded or something happens, then Sergey Eversay comes up. Sergey Eversay come up. That's that. I'm interested to see Yegorov and Kirill Zarubin. Kirill Zarubin is supposed to be like superstar level in the KHL, which is the third best league in the world. So
It's it's one of those situations where like we still have Cooley, like, so Cooley's new contract kicks in next year. He's got 2 years,
yeah,
which kind of rolls with the timeline of Sergey, right? Really,
yeah,
give it a couple of years, and then we can kind of discuss what a dilemma we may have. But it all depends on what Cooley does in the next 2 seasons, in my opinion.
yeah. I want to see Sergey in the AHL produce a little bit
Yeah,
more than he has. Again, this is his first game. He's playing out of this world today, but
yeah,
let's see him be consistent in the AHL before he moves on to the NHL, like long term.
yeah, yeah. Exactly. I mean, he's played very well.
Unless Cooley gets traded, which is
That's right.
very possible. That contract is incredible for what he's done so far this year. I'm still not
100%.
sold he's going to be that good for this for much longer, right? Like he could be, he very well could be, but
I mean, I mean, I'm on board if he is, right?
yeah,
Um, yeah, I think, you know, Serviev has played very, very well tonight for sure. He's only faced 20 shots though, right?
yeah,
So I mean, there's still, not trying to take anything away from how he's looked at all, because he's actually made some really good saves. Like he was under fire there a couple times, and he's looked unbelievable, which is great. It just means good things for the future.
Yeah.
It's a good problem to have that, in 2 years, you actually have to make a decision on a goalie. Which one to back up or which one to
And by
to
that
to be
time,
on.
one of the Russians could be pushing as well, right? The
Yeah,
Yegorov or the Zarubin, right?
yeah,
I think Zarubin might be
absolutely.
coming over next year. I'm not sure.
Think so. Play in the A, and
Would be
then
interesting to see.
him and
As Matt says, I
Sergey.
reckon Sergeyev will be positioned to take the backup spot when Cooley eventually moves on, and that is
Yeah, 100%.
if Cooley moves on this season, this off season. I'm not even sure if Sergeyev or Zarubin or anyone will move up. They might just sign a free agent for a year,
Mhm.
right? But if
That's
Cooley
entirely
decides
possible,
to
right?
move on in a year or two from now, then yes, absolutely. I think Sergeyev needs another year in the A before we decide he's incredible.
That'd be an awfully young goaltending tandem to start a season with.
I wouldn't hate it though. Again, like if that
No,
does happen,
no.
like if we throw a couple of fucking games, we throw a couple of games. Who cares? We're rebuilding. We could really use like Alexis Joseph or something next year. One of those really high picks next year, Landon DuPont, whatever. Right? We could really
Mhm.
use another really high quality um, prospect. And we're still in that portion of our rebuild.
It's pretty interesting that of our current tandem with Cooley and Wolf, that Wolf is the more senior as far as games played, right? Like
Oh
he's
yeah,
played 128. Cooley's only played 37 games. So
but
I mean,
he's like
he's
2 years
done
older. 3,
3 years older. I was 28, right? Cooley? Yeah, Cooley's 28.
4 years older than
Yeah, 3. Um,
3.
but yeah, so you have to kind of take it with a grain of salt, right? Like he's looked really good. He's been a fantastic backup this year. That is Cooley. We signed him to a 2-year deal at a pretty team friendly contract, given what he's been able to accomplish in this one season. So I mean, it's hard to say, right? I mean, it's if Cooley comes out and kind of performs the same way next year, then okay, then we have the conversation for sure.
Yeah,
Oh, Vladar, hell yeah. Oh, Danny.
there's been so much Vladar love out there right now, and like fair play. Like he's a fine goalie, but we have to remember like he was an under 900 goalie in Calgary. He's played very well for 1 year so far in Philly. Um, People are like, I've seen some people freaking out online that we let Vladar go, like even
Yeah,
recently, and I'm just like, guys, we
really.
have the goalie of the future, and Vladar wanted a starting role. Like he wasn't gonna get a starting role. Why are we doing this?
Yeah, yeah,
But I'm not saying you're doing this, KQ. I don't think you are. I think you just like the player, and you're saying, good for you in Philly. Not we shouldn't have let you go.
yeah, yeah. Well,
But
I mean, so here you got Philly, who is not a rebuilding team, um, with Dan Vladar playing, a bulk of the games, 52 of them, and he's had a really good season. But I mean, his save percentage is still 898
oh, is it
with the
still
goals
under 9?
against. Yeah, with a no, sorry, my bad. That's his career. 906. My bad.
Yeah,
I'll
and
take that
then
back.
906 is actually quite above average now. I think
Yeah, what
average is like
904?
899.
Really?
Yeah, dude, league average has gone down a lot lately. Last year it was like 2 years ago it was like 902, and last year was 900, and this year is less. Pretty sure. At least it was a couple weeks back.
Let's have a look. That's let's see.
It does suck
That
we
would
got nothing
blow
from
me away.
Vladar, though. We didn't.
That I agree with for sure.
Sure. Did we spend anything on Vladar? Yeah, I think we spent like a third or fourth on him. I can't remember, but it was like
It was a
spend
third.
a third or fourth round pick. I can't remember, but on a guy who was a fine backup for you for like 4 years, that's fine. Whatever. It sucks. Mantha, I don't. It sucked that he got hurt, but I'd much rather not have got anything for Mantha and seen what Coronado had, which is what we did. I still say this. Coronado would not have been a full-time NHLer. He would have not played almost any games in the NHL that season if Mantha didn't get hurt. And that opened the door for really the first young forward we've seen in a while come out and actually have a breakout season like that. I'm fine. Whatever. Mantha's got like over 30 goals this year. I get it. He's been really fucking good, but
right.
Whatever.
Jesus Christ! Look, see that shot from Perek. Fucking
That
hell.
Dude, that whole shift.
Yeah.
I'm like 3-4 seconds behind you now.
You know what, Perek? Fuck you. We're not going for a victory here, bud. No need to pad personal stats. Play. That was nice. That was fucking pretty.
Like, look at the play.
Yeah. Just be.
Oh, that's awful. I mean,
fuck's sake.
Carries it down, turns around, takes the guy out twice. Fucking rifled.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. This kid's got it.
How are your ankles? How are your ankles, man? But yeah,
this fucking has it.
Average save percentage this year is .896. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. See, I thought it was .899. It's .896.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I wasn't fucking with you.
Gross.
It's going down, man. And I don't know if you ever.
See, there you go. Markstrom is at or above average now.
Is he?
I don't know.
Didn't Markstrom have?
I'm just saying, his career now.
Had the worst goals against or goals above expected rate in a single game in league history this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good for him. You know.
Good for him. No, that's awful. And then he started fighting and shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Now he's just feisty, which is fine.
So, if Perek does something like that every 2 or 3 games, Chris,
the average this year,
are you going to be okay with the defensive liability that might happen?
I mean, yeah, that was pretty obviously. That being said, he's been way less of a defensive liability since he came back from injury. At least, in the last, I'm going to say month.
Yeah.
Close to a month.
It's been about a month. Yeah. He came back and it took him 5 or 6 games to get into it. And then he got into it and he's like almost steadily got better and better each game. Almost every game he's gotten better and better. And he's doing stuff like that almost every game. It's just not always. He's not always rewarded on it.
Yeah. Yeah, he had one last game, a spinner, a spin move that he did at the blue line, which is like, man.
Yeah, he breaks people's ankles every game, man.
Yeah.
Zane is going to be a unicorn. I'll be honest, I kind of absolutely hate that term. Mike Gold is
Oh.
joining us. Let's bring Mike Gold in.
Holy. Bringing the man. Like I'm going to quit sharing the screen, to be
Yeah,
honest,
you got to
because
get rid of that screen so we can bring
Mike
Mike in.
Gold is better than sharing the score of this goddamn game.
Yeah, you're gonna have to change the.
You're right.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
2
I'm
seconds,
on
Mike. We're gonna figure this out here. Yeah, there you go.
Hey,
Hey,
Hello.
just a couple of rookies. Don't mind us, right?
how's it
We don't
going?
have fancy producers in the corner doing our shit, right? I'm just
Get
How about,
Yasmin in here.
how about that goal, eh?
That was something.
I mean, it was
else.
okay. It was okay.
Holy smokes.
Not bad
Oh, that was
for a
epic,
scrub.
man.
That
Nice.
yeah, if you're gonna lose this, or if you're gonna win this game and drop down a spot, might as well do it on a goal like that, hey?
I tell you
And that's
what,
the thing. Like, it sucks that we're going down. Like, if we win this game, that we're going down in the standings or whatever, up in the standings technically. But a big part of a rebuild is development, and you're looking at
Yeah.
Zane Perek becoming a star in the last month.
All day. I mean, he's been amazing. Tonight he's been again one of their best players. Yeah, it's exciting to even sort of think about him being on the number one PP all year next year, and yeah, he's been remarkable. Good to see you, Maddie. Yeah, just remarkable. And so I'm I'm really excited. I'm really excited about that. And you know what? Maybe Sergeyev's going off. Looks like he's getting a new mask or something. What's going on here?
He's been really good too.
Tying up his skates. Yeah, I mean, wouldn't it be fitting if maybe they go up from 4-1 now? Just make it that way, right?
right? Yeah.
That'd be fun.
That's the thing. I mean, like, really, it doesn't. It improves your odds to be in a certain spot, but all it really does is change your combinations, right? You have totally different combinations of balls at 4 than you would at 3. What if the combination that wins it is the combination that you get by being the 4th last team, right? So,
And I mean, it's only 2%, right?
It's 2% different, and
which is, I mean, obviously is a number, but I mean, it's not enough to be like, oh my god, the season is over. It's not one of those situations by any means.
I'm all in for Carson Carls anyway. So I am this close to ranking him above Stenberg.
really?
Yeah, if they don't get one, I feel the same either way.
Fair.
Interesting.
This close.
I'd still go McKenna, Stenberg. Carls is going up there as well. Like, the thing is there's a ledge there, and like, I've caught a lot of flack lately for this, but there's the first ledge is McKenna and Stenberg, and then the second ledge has like 5 guys on it, and then Verhoff is the first guy on the third ledge for me.
Right.
So
I feel
we have like
what's that? Sorry, go ahead. I was going to say, I think there's one guy in my top tier, and it's Gavin. From there, I have a tier of like 7 guys. And so to me, Kopitar, big save. Holy smokes. For me, if they don't win the draft lottery, it's all gravy to me, them being even in this range at all. So
yeah, I said that earlier too, that after Gavin, the next 5 at least are interchangeable.
Yeah. So
it's going to be best player for the team in their current situation, essentially. Is all that's going to happen.
I could see Gary giving him number 1. I don't know, but yeah, so we'll see. Maybe they'll pull out a W here. They just gotta let Perek play against the Kings in game 82 every year, I guess.
Oh yeah, that's right. He had that nice little tip against them last year.
First NHL goal, baby. And I think this is his second goal against the Kings this year. So he's he sure is something, isn't he?
Yeah,
I know Johnny really liked playing against the Kings too, if I recall.
First NHL hat trick.
Yeah, didn't he get that in the third period alone?
I believe so. Yeah, and then he was on the ice for the OT winner, if memory serves.
That's
I am of
correct.
two minds about Malhotra, Matt. I don't know how to feel, but I feel like he's going to be overdrafted as a center, but he's having a great playoff, so I don't know.
I'd be happy. I think that ledge. So, like I was saying, that ledge is like Stenberg and McKenna for me, and then the next one has like Carls and Smits and Malhotra and Reed, and yeah, there's like a few guys on that list, and I'd be happy with any of them.
Yeah.
Bjork and Bearhoff are kind of the first guys on the next ledge for me. But
yeah, oh, it's all fair. It's all fair.
Yeah,
boy, oh boy,
we're gonna get a great player.
Yeah, it's gonna be super exciting.
Yeah. How much of this game do you think is being changed right now because the Kings looked at the scoreboards in the second intermission? They seem to be they're playing with less urgency now.
Maybe. I honestly doubt that they even know. I have a feeling that they maybe the coaches know, but I doubt the players
I think
know.
the coaches do.
Yeah, I doubt they would tell the players. You don't want to let that bleed into the game. Unless the players
it would be a bad look for sure. Right. But, on the bench.
I don't know. I think this is something where the players don't know. I highly doubt they know.
We still have half a period too. Like, this game isn't over. We can still lose this, right?
I know. It looks like ever since Perek broke 2 sets of ankles there, that they just kind of went, okay, well, that's the night.
Yeah, he's looking like a superstar, man. Like I feel really, really, really keen on this guy now, especially compared to at the start of the year when he looked a little more tentative. He's not
his defensive
anymore.
play. He's way better offensively, clearly, but I'm an old defenseman, and so I focus more on defensive responsibility. And so at the beginning of the year, I was like, he's a liability out there, but he is greatly improved on that. We said that just before you came on.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 or 6 games after coming back from his injury, he's really turned on his defensive game, and it's actually been pretty refreshing.
Well, I'll leave you guys with this. There was a quote that I saw last week, maybe a couple of weeks ago. I think it was from Rick Tocchet. Might have been Tocchet. It was a coach. It was an NHL coach who said that NHL teams, other coaches, they love to prioritize zone play within the zones, in the defensive zone and the offensive zone. But he said that I think the zone that teams can stand to prioritize more and to their own benefit, being underutilized in terms of the way that it's talked about, is the neutral zone. And games are won in the neutral zone in the NHL with not just the ability to kill plays in the zone, but then move it to the other zone. And Zane is just showing to me that he is going to be a master in that zone.
It's transition play on both ends. It's foiling transition and creating transition, and that's something that Gridin is also very, very good at. So it's going to be a fun little bit for sure.
Yeah, and then we get to the lottery. Can't wait.
Yeah. Are you on Afterburner tonight?
Yeah, so it'll be me with Cammie. I'm at the studio right now. I don't know if Cammie's actually going to come to the studio. Probably not, because she's usually here before I am if she's going to be here. So probably me and then her remotely, and then Jack's producing. So yeah, should be a fun one. And then last one of the year. Hopefully we'll do some prospect stuff here. We'll be doing a live show during the lottery, which is going to be a lot of fun. I hope we can find a sponsor for that.
Thanks for announcing that on our show. Like, I guess we will cancel ours now.
Kidding.
Yeah, you can. Well, here's what you can do. You can do you guys do during game shows. So for that day, you can do pre and post and after shows.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Pre-lottery and post-lottery.
Yeah, we'll do predictions first. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I see
exactly.
this could work.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah, I gotta get ready for my my post game, but fun jumping on
do
with
it.
you guys, and well done all year long. It's been good stuff.
Yeah, thanks,
Thanks,
man.
buddy.
Thanks for
Thanks for
joining.
coming on.
Cheers.
Yeah, we'll do some more in the future.
You bet.
Beauty.
Cheers.
Hop
Bye.
into Afterburner.
Th-
See you later.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike. It's always good to have Mike on.
It is. It is. He's good shit.
Yeah.
Both him and Kent and Ann and all of our guests.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we had an end on just the once, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was
He's
just
a-
during the game. I think Ann's actually doing a game show as well right now, like a
Oh,
stream.
yeah. He's a good dude. I like him.
He's good. He's so active as well. He's not just with the Flames. Like he calls a bunch of AJHL games and shit like that too. And that's just good shit altogether.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a busy man for sure.
Yeah, Boobar really wants to talk about Joe again live. I've skipped a couple, not because I wanted to skip any, but
Well, and
because
KQ as
we've
well.
been
Yeah.
busy. But Joe Gillen will be the steal of the draft. He's overlooked because of his size. I don't think he's overlooked because of his size, man. Like, go look at his stats. He has not been very good this year. That's why
Yeah.
he's not falling
Yeah,
down.
he's dropped.
because he's small. He's falling down because he's not been very good this year, and I don't even think he was very good last year. He's like, again, he's going to be a fourth, fifth, sixth rounder. Like he's going to be in the 150-ish range probably.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that math was right, but something like that. I've seen like a couple people saying late second, and I've seen others saying third, fourth type of thing. So
Yeah, I think he'll be late second, early third.
but again,
Yeah.
like there was a player last year that fell really late. That was it last year or the year before. Anyways, that I was really excited for, that I wanted us to pick, that fell like several rounds. Actually, in both of the last couple of years, there was one Ivan Ryabkin, I think is how you say his last name, and also Aaron Kivaharyu, were two guys who were both like projected like first, second, third overall for a long time, and then both of them fell into like the third and fifth rounds, I think. And there's guys that fall because of bad years, and Iginla could very much, like Joe Iginla could very much just be having a bad year or two and end up being a star. It happens. Hello, this is my mom
There's
dropping in. Thanks for coming in, Mom. Hi.
Dylan's mom. Mario. I like it. It's cool. Is she really a Flames fan, or is she doing that for your benefit?
She's a Montreal Expos fan and a curling fan. Yeah.
Expos. Dang.
Yeah.
Holy. But she hasn't watched a game in a couple of years, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Fair.
Nah, she's a curling
I
fan. She's big into curling and doesn't really watch any other sports.
That's fair. I can respect the Expos angle for sure.
Yeah, Sergeyev's been so good. Like this is his first NHL game, and he is putting on the clinic.
Yeah, ever since I said that to Mike, that it looks like they're kind of somewhat mailing it in. They've really been pressing hard since.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's been impressive. It's a good sign, right? Like, obviously it's one game, it's your first game, emotions are high. It's one of those, anything could happen type situations. You're either going to be lights out or or pulled in the second kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he's gone the right direction, which is it's a great sign. Hopefully he has a really good year in the A next year, and then he becomes actually part of the conversation for the 27-28 season or 28-29, whichever it may be.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about this for a second because people are saying the Flames have scouted goalies very well. And I want to point this out because Chris and I, over the years, especially before he exited the goalie development program and started scouting, shat on Jordan Sigalet a lot because he was not very good at coaching goalies and still is not very good at coaching goalies. He did not make any of our goalies better. He made all of them worse. But since he's moved over into scouting, I mean, Wolf, Cooley, Sergeyev, Say, like different degrees of hitting on prospects, hitting on young players, hitting on AHL veterans who turn out to be a pretty damn good backup for Wolf. This Kirill Zarubin kid looks amazing. Like, I think Jordan Sigalet has found his calling. He is a very, 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 very good goalie skill.
He's clearly really good at
for like 20 years.
Agreed. He's clearly very good at recognizing talent in the pipes, right? And that's very clear over the last, 3. Has it been 3 years now? 4 years. LeBarber.
Or 3, 4, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that, right?
Yeah.
And you can even see it in the goaltending that we have. That, like, before that, the Flames were definitely a place for goalies to come and end their career, right? Whether they were necessarily ready to do that or not, who knows? But I mean, you look at goaltenders before coming to Calgary, and then after like a year or two in Calgary, their stats were just like drastically different. It was really painful to watch for a while. So yeah, no, it's great. It's nice that I'm all for his story is super touching and incredible and all that. I get that, but a coach he just wasn't it, right? It just is what it is.
Yeah.
You get rid of any other coach when they aren't producing or when things aren't going your way. So the fact that they hung on to him for so long really surprised me.
So Fubar is saying here, goalies are elite capital when it comes to trading, and so are centers. And you are correct. And then defensemen, and then wingers. And specifically right-handed defensemen are really big on the trade market generally. So I think, and as KQ says, we need a center.
Yeah.
So we are going to have a bunch of good goalies on the trade market soon. We're going to have a bunch of good young right-handed defensemen. We're good. Like, even if we don't end up drafting a good center, we're going to be able to trade for one. I truly believe that.
Yeah, I tell you what, if there's one thing the Flames have not had an issue as far as gathering is right-handed defenders. we have the exact opposite issue there, I'd say.
Yeah, in the Discord I'm a part of, we have a joke that we're going to have a team of all right-handed defensemen. It's going to be a goalie, it's going to be Wolf, and then the rest of the players are going to be right-handed defensemen.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, there's just 250 left in the final game here. Flames are up 2-1, as you can see on the screen. But I'll tell you what, the Kings are pushing hard now. So, I mean, even if we can, allow them to tie this up and we can lose in overtime, I'm okay with that as well.
Yeah. So I don't think it's a dilemma yet because as much as we like Sergiev in this game, ooh, as much as we like Sergiev in this game, as much as we like, Zarubin for the future and Cooley for the for now, and Wolf for now, like I don't think it's a dilemma. At least it not now, and like you say, it might be in a few years, but it's a good damn dilemma to have too many right-handed defensemen and too many goalies. That's a damn good dilemma to have because you can use those easily in trades. Easily.
Yeah. 100%. And if in 2 years, if what we're seeing here now plus Cooley are part of the conversation, then fucking A, dude. Like that, then I would say we've done our job work. And I mean Conroy.
Surprised that wasn't a penalty. Happy it wasn't, but surprised.
Yeah.
White Cloud will be the next captain, I have a feeling. So I could see it from like a personal standpoint. Like he's obviously incredible in the community. Obviously, all of the players love him. The coaches love him. I really like the way he plays. But he's pushing
100%.
30 and he's a right-handed defenseman. And we have Zane Perek and we have Hunter Brustevich on the team right now. We have Henry Muse coming up. Like,
yeah, he'll be 30
Zach
this
Whitecloud's getting
calendar year.
traded in a year or two. That's just how. That's what it is.
Yeah,
I truly believe that. I see where you're coming from, though. He is a guy who could be the captain of a team for sure.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the issue that we have now in that front is I would say Backlund is now going to start doing the 1 year thing until he retires, and so he'll keep the C. I would suspect until that time, but in my opinion, he's absolutely going to retire a Flame.
Yeah,
and so what is
the only other person I
mean, I would say probably 2 years, right? At least 2 for sure.
The only other person on the team I could see being captain, and the only way it happens is if Backlund gets traded or retires, is Blake Coleman.
Oh, geez, yeah.
He is
if we're mismanaging assets, 100%. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, if there's a player deserving of it, 100%, it's Coleman.
Yeah,
but if he's still on the team and receives the captaincy, then we've mismanaged a stellar asset greatly.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
There it is. There it is. Empty net goal. So yeah, there it is. I mean, I don't think I've ever felt so shitty about a win in my life.
Yeah, it sucks.
Like Mike said, it's 2%, right? As far as the lottery goes. So
yeah,
it also, we have the ability to move up an extra position as well. We'll see how that plays out, in a bit at the lottery. So it's all right.
Yeah.
They might as well win the last game of the year, right?
It is so fucking weird seeing number 52 out there, not giving the puck away every shift.
Oh, no. You're basing a career on a season, dude. Come on.
I know. No. I'm a huge fan of Mackenzie Weegar, and I do not believe his season this year is going to be the rest of that contract. I don't think he's a 20 goal defenseman the rest of his contract, but Mackenzie Weegar is going to be a very, very good player for the vast majority of the rest of that contract.
Yeah, 100%.
See you in Belize, Chris.
You and I will absolutely have a cerveza on the shores of Belize before our time is up. Agreed, Fubar. That's that I will absolutely make that happen. And thanks for coming on and being so active. That's much appreciated. It makes the show a lot more fun when people are interacting and having fun with us. I like it.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm.
Thanks a lot. I've still got 9 seconds left on the clock here. I don't know about you, but
Oh yeah, I got more than you. I got 9.3. Well, I
up.
don't anymore, but yeah, well now I got none. What do you think of that?
Yeah,
I'd have
Fubar,
go
I'd like to
Flames.
join you in Belize when it comes to retiring, but that's going to be in like 30 years, so 29 years. So
They do allow visitors there, right? Like you don't have to retire to go to Belize. You can actually just show up and we can have a beer and you can stay for
yeah,
like
but
a week or two and then fuck off back to Canada.
I could do that, but then I'd have to delay retirement because that's going to cost me a bunch. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I'll come. Yeah, if you guys
I
are
don't
down
know
there,
that
I'll come visit.
gingers would do great in Belize, to be honest with you. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're actually giving
Right.
Kopitar the handshake. I like
Good.
this.
Yeah, that's a good scene. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I always
Well,
like this is one thing about hockey is you can have like a straight up like war. This wasn't really a war of a game, but you can have a war of a game and everybody shakes hands afterwards. Like that doesn't happen. Like I don't know if you
Anywhere.
guys I'm gonna talk about curling for 2 seconds. I don't know if you guys remember the curling in the Olympics where there was an issue going on. And then they just hated each other the rest of the time and couldn't shake hands like men.
I mean, obviously, because I played hockey and been around hockey, pretty much my whole life. So this has always been the norm, right? So when you look at other sports, it's super weird for me that can't just be competitors and stuff. I play softball now. I used to play hardball, but I mean that's one of the things is the respect aspect of it. At the end of the game,
Listen to the
you know the
crowd.
players you're going against, and you
The crowd in Calgary.
you shake. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
That's what
And like
sportsmanship is
honestly,
right there.
as much as I, hate the Kings for all these years and all that type of stuff, like Anze Kopitar, that's my type of player. Remember the couple of years Lindholm like showed flashes of that? How big fans of him you and I were? Like if Kopitar was on our team, how big of fans would we be of that player?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
Enormous.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had an incredible career. Like really did. Like
he win both of those cups?
That's a first ballot Hall of Fame guy right there.
Absolutely.
So that's good for him.
Yeah.
Hell of a career. Yeah, look at that.
Sergiev first, Star Perek second, Frost third. Yeah, I like that. Good job, Steinberg.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I feel like just because maybe Kopitar could have been on that list, but that's okay. I'm okay with the list that Pat provided there.
Yeah.
It is still Pat doing that, eh?
Yes. Yeah. Home games is Pat.
Yeah. Good for them.
You want to?
It was a good year. It was fun. The season was obviously less than exciting as far as the product on the ice, unless you go about it with the right frame of mind and you're just hoping for development.
Yeah.
And so a couple of key takeaways before Dylan and I call it an evening. Beginning of the year, I was all over Perek for his ability to play defense, and I will eat that crow right now because he has shown it in the last 3 weeks to a month. he's developed, right? These are the stories that we really want to see in these years where, there's really no other storyline other than you want to see how your prospects develop in the NHL or how they can progress, season by season. Perek has been a great story there. Obviously, Britton has been,
Amazing.
I don't think there's many people that really had him on the radar per se before the season started. But man alive, what a great story he's been all season, right? Like he's been, like he was always obviously on the radar as far as potential middle six guy. But I mean, if he continues doing what he did this year and can even progress more next year, then we're potentially looking at a top line player,
A star player,
which I did not see that coming from him. So I think that's fantastic.
Yeah. And yes, Matt, I believe we're going to try and do this again next season as much as we can. There's a chance I might go back to my old schedule, so I might be able to do more of these, hopefully. But either way, it's been great having you and everybody else who joins us all the time on.
100%.
Hopefully, we can have more guests on as well.
Yeah, I haven't guests on, and we're going to try and do some shows through the summer as well, as far as some live events for whatever the situation may be. Free agency, draft lottery, stuff like that. And we'll try and get as many shows in through the summer as well. As storylines develop. Hopefully, we have lots of storylines to talk about this summer. Whether
really
it be
excited
trades,
for free agency this year. Who's going to sign
Yeah.
Charlie Coyle?
Whoop whoop.
He's number one on the list.
Is he really?
Number one or
He's
two?
not. I mean, he's easily 15 on mine.
Yeah.
If you want to even give him that high of a number. Anyways.
But that's the problem is all of the free agents get traded and signed. Well, I guess maybe Anderson might be number one.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Can Vegas even hold on to him, right? Or sign
well,
him?
I don't think they want to.
Fair. Yeah, it hasn't exactly gone according to plan. But we'll take the return and move on with it.
All right, guys, make sure you go like and subscribe to us. And go check out Afterburner. Mike just joined us for a little bit, and go check him and Cammy out on Afterburner. I think it's time for Chris and I to sign out and probably do an episode early next week and release it mid next week.
Yep, 100%.
All right. Cheers, guys. Thanks for joining.
Cheers. Go Flames. Have a good summer, everyone.